as people are hopping on, you guys, I want to introduce Lindsey, and I'm going to read her bio because she absolutely needs to be recognized for just the force that she is in Isagenix. And in this industry. But then I just want to tell you kind of a fun story about her. So Lindsey started Isagenix in May of 2015. She was a scared cleanser. So if anybody can relate to that, you guys should write that in the chat, and didn't really want to put the system to the test for a couple months. So after that, she could not stop sharing with Isagenix, and she raced to hit executive and actually hit crystal executive within 90 days. So this is one of my favorite pieces of her story. She and her husband previously owned like a brick and mortar pizza business, and it was struggling. And not only was her health not the best, she has an amazing transformation. You guys should go to her Facebook right now and look up her pictures. But they were also financially, and she left that to be able to do Isagenix full time. She has 5 kids, ages 6 to 19, and has managed to crush this business while raising all these kids at home. So this was her why, not her excuse, which I love to highlight when busy moms just crush this. But here's the accolades, you guys. She was number 2 with both personally enrolled and team for 2016, the ICE Derby. She was number 1 with President's Quest in 2017. Some of you don't know what that is. She was the number 1 company-wide leader in action in 2017, number 2 company-wide leader in action in 2018. She had the number 1 cruise ship championship challenge in 2017. In 2018, she was awarded Women of Isagenix, 2018 Growth Leader, 2019 Women of Isagenix, 2019 Consistent Leader in Action nominee. She's a 9-star platinum, 9-star crystal executive. And if you guys aren't super impressed yet, like I don't even know what other isolatin you want me to throw at you. But here's what I will tell you. I remember like hearing Lindsey from stage and actually looking at Laura one day, and I was like, that girl's amazing. And she was so down to earth and just so witty, and where everybody in Isagenix is so polished sometimes and so poised. Not to say that she's not, but there was just this grit and this realness, and I love her. And earlier this spring, some of you may or may not have been on, but Lindsey trained on what I'm asking her to speak on at the ISA Academy. And I remember her saying, if you're not teaching the full compensation plan multiple times a day, like you don't really want to build this business. And I ordered that whiteboard, which now you see all these numbers, because I was just telling people you share, they share, not drawing it out every single time. And our business has changed recently because of you, because I'm doing this like 10 times a day. So with no further ado, I'm going to mute. And Lindsey, please just tell any little bit of your story. I know I've asked her to say her 3 tips to developing leaders to really just be successful in this business, and then to teach us the way that she teaches the compensation plan, the 10 ways that we get paid in Isagenix.
That's so nice, Lauren. Oh my gosh, I just love you. You know, sometimes when we come to Isagenix, like this was really like my first rodeo with network marketing. I think it was for Lauren too. And I just didn't really know what to expect, you know, from other people in Isagenix. And I always felt very intimidated by other people just and their skills and their abilities. And Lauren is just one of those people that I've always really resonated with. I tell this story all the time, but I was, I'm on an inside leg. Everyone thinks I'm enrolled to Trudy Maples. I'm not. Thanks. I wish I was, because then I'd have a sweet power leg. But you guys, I've built this entire business never having a power leg. And there's just people that I really resonated with, and that I really just watched everything that they did in Isagenix and just tried my best to you know, be myself, but to really follow their lead. And Lauren's always been one of those people. I also followed like Laura Stevens and Zach Slobin, and like those are kind of like my people. They're just kind of down to earth. They're themselves. And that's just what I really took away from that. I always just really wanted to be myself. I cannot be some of those other people. Like I'm not, if you follow me on social media, you know that I don't look like this very often. You know that I am in my pajamas 98% of the time, or workout clothes. And, you know, I just can't be anyone who I'm not. But I really just want to encourage you guys to just be okay with that. Like, there are people who will come to you because they're you. Like, the people who would sign up with Lauren would never sign up with me, you know? Like, it's okay. We're just different people, and that's okay. She's way more polished than I am. She knows way more about nutrition than I do. You guys, it's okay. You're going to attract the people who are like you. And believe it or not, there are people out there who need people like you to have them, for them to join, you know? So just keep that in mind as you're building your business. Like, people will resonate with you. Just be yourself, share your story over and over and over again. And that's the most important thing. My story, I am just one of those people who came in for the products, fell in love, and decided to build a business. A lot of people will compare their business building to mine because I did it so quickly. But you guys, our business was struggling to the point where we were going to have to close our business. This was not our first failure. Okay. So let me just say that this was like our third or fourth failure. And I just was not going to accept defeat again. I didn't have a plan B. That business was literally our plan D. So I was on plan E. And I was like, when I saw the compensation plan, I just said, why not me? Like, I've seen other people do this. I was watching Tanya Kirkpatrick do it and Trudy Maples do it, even though I wasn't enrolled to them. And I was just like, they're doing it. Why can't I? I don't see any reason why I couldn't do the same thing. And I am I am an emotional person, but I'm just a very logic/statistics person. And I just really understand numbers. And for those of you who get emotional about the yeses and the nos, that's just not me. It's just not me. I can just really lock it down mentally and just say, in order for me to enroll 10 people, I have to talk to at least 100. I have to follow up 10 times. I have to ask if they want to see the compensation plan 6 times. And I just know those numbers, and I don't get emotional about those numbers and whether people are saying yes or no. I literally just know that it's just a numbers game. And the more people that you talk to, the more people that you're going to enroll. And it's just a statistics game. And so I don't get super emotional about the yeses and the nos. And that's just really, truly where my success came from. Is I just knew that it just was going to take talking to people, enlisting people, and developing leaders. So I know that that's what Lauren asked me to share is my 3 biggest tips for developing a leader in Isagenix. And I wish I could narrow it down. Like, it's not the prettiest package in the world, you guys. No, my dogs think that they own this room, and it's super obnoxious. So if you hear scratching at the door, just ignore that. It's my dogs. But I wish I could say it's the prettiest package. I think one thing that I would say is that it takes a lot more work than you think it does. Okay, so I'm going to start with that first. And I don't want that to sound scary. I'm not trying to scare you with that. But I think that a lot of times, especially if you're a highly self-motivated person like I am, like I just kind of came in and I did this. And I trained myself because I'm on an inside leg. And I literally would go to YouTube. This is seriously how I trained myself, you guys. I became a complete fanatic. I watched videos every single night, all night long. I would just go to YouTube and I would Google Lauren Sims Isagenix, Zach Slobin Isagenix, Laura Stevens Isagenix, and I would just watch video after video after video after video after video after video. And I would do it by myself. Now, most people aren't like me. Like, they're not going to come in and just train themselves or teach themselves how to do it and just go after it like a crazy person. Most people are going to actually really need you to hold their hand. And as much as people like want systems and they want like a step-by-step and they want like a PowerPoint to tell you how to rise up a leader, it's dirty. It's dirty and it's messy, and it takes a lot of connection and interaction with people to help them break through their barriers. And the other thing is that if you're not personally developing to the point where you can break through your own barriers, I've got a little tiny bit of news for you. You're never going to be able to help someone break through their barriers. If you can't even get through your own barriers or your own walls, you're never going to be able to help someone break through theirs. So personal development has to be absolutely no compromise. Like, You can't see, let me see if I can unplug my laptop here. Can you guys see all those books down there? I've read them all. There's probably at least over 50 books down there. I didn't really start reading personal development books until I was like 1 year in. And I just realized that I needed to up-level my skills for leadership and for talking to people and for getting out of my own way. But I'm telling you guys, you have to become a boss of personal development and getting out of your own way. So if that would be one tip for sure. Develop yourself, because that's what it takes to develop other leaders. And then the other thing is, I would say, is like, it's just way dirtier than you think it's going to be. So what I mean by that is, like, I use these terrible words, but like, get in bed. That's what I seriously call it with people. I say, get in bed with your people, which means like, you need to be there every single step of the way with them, you know, right there with them when they're hitting their blocks, right there with them when they don't know what to do next, right there with them to take the next steps. So it's just messy and it's dirty and it's different than you think it's going to be. I think that that's one other thing that I would say. What would be my third tip? My third tip would be, don't give up on people. Okay, so my third tip, like, I think I've told this story before somewhere on some stage someplace, but one of my 3-star crystal executives, her name is Jessica Romney. You can go look her up. First of all, it took her a whole year to say yes to me. And of course, she didn't even really want to use my products because it was that smarmy network marketing crap that she hates. Like, she totally hates network marketing. So gross. And so anyway, she watched me for an entire year and she was like, I'll sign up with Lindsey if she doesn't gain her weight back. And I didn't. So she signed up because she was just at her wit's end, but she was never going to do the business, like, ever, because ew, gross, network marketing. And so I told her about how to get her products paid for. Her husband, Ryan, is a tightwad. Ryan, if you ever watch this, you know it's the truth. And he just did not like her spending money on, like, this product, you know? So he was always like, how long are you going to use this product? Like, how long are you going to be spending this out of our budget? And Jessica just remembered that I had told her about the compensation plan and what she could earn. And I had her convert to associate. This is back when we converted everyone to associate right away, which, by the way, I think is a lost art and you need to get back to it. Okay, because that's a really important part of our compensation plan. And if you're not converting people to associate, you have no conversation to share with them about residual income. Like, you have to convert people to associate. And if you have a bunch of PCs in your back office, that's your very first problem to trying to build this business. You have to convert people. And you know, I don't really care about the $2,000 worth of bonuses. Like, if it's month 3 and they haven't shared with 2 people, they need to convert so that they have some volume to bank. But I kept telling her every month, Jessica, in your Isagenix bank account, you have $300. Okay, thanks. Jessica, month 4, in your Isagenix bank account, you have $450. Okay, she orders a crap load of products, by the way. Jessica, month 5, you have a $575 in your Isagenix bank account. You know, I'd love to show you how to get that money. You guys, I think it was like month 7, she finally had $750 worth of banked volume, plus like a consultant bonus, plus her PIBs. And she finally did it, you guys. She made $750-ish that first time she shared with 2 people. By the way, she had been a pirate for like 3 out of those 7 months. So all she really needed was one freaking person. She made $750, and you guys, she loved it. Like, she was stoked. And guess what? Now she thanks me still to this day for having a bank account that she can spend whatever she wants, that Ryan doesn't really know what she's spending. Ryan, I did not say that if you ever watch this recording. So you guys, that is seriously, like, I mean, she thanks me still to this day. She loves her side hustle. She loves network marketing. She loves everything about it. So you guys, like, I just didn't give up on her. I didn't take no for an answer. It's not like I messaged her every week or anything, asking for her to do this business. But I kept reminding her about what's possible. And I think sometimes we give up on people too quickly and we take one no as a final answer. And what I want you to know is that times and season change for people. And guess what? They can change their mind. They can decide that maybe it's not such a bad idea. And on top of that, you having massive, massive success without them is the number one thing that you can do to inspire someone else. Like, don't wait for them to come along with you. Go crush it yourself and keep inviting them to come along, because eventually they will. Like, were any of you like a slow drip, slow learner, slow to come along? Like, type in the chat how many months it took you to decide to share. I just want to like say, like, there's people out there who they're going to take their time trying to figure it out. So those are my 3 biggest tips that I would share. Lauren, do you want me to let him ask questions? Yeah, 4 years. Oh my gosh. 2 weeks, 5 months. Yeah, you guys. So, I mean, there's some people that, you know, I mean, some people will give you a hard no. It doesn't mean you can't revisit them later or just check in. I think that would be, can I get a 4th tip? My 4th tip would be to like, just don't get so butthurt with people that you just don't reach back out. Like, just stay friends, just stay connected, stay engaged with people. That's super, super important. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good. I would say if you feel like it, just keep rolling with it. And you guys, this is recorded. I'll have it available so you can rewatch and keep learning. But I cannot encourage you guys enough to get a piece of paper and pen and like draw this out or take some notes, learn what she's doing. I'm a huge like learn as you do, like kind of kinesthetic person. So if you can draw this as Lindsey's talking through it, and then you can go back to your notes or rewatch this. This is something like every single one of you should know how to do and be doing for people to really show everything Isagenix has to offer. So seriously. I'm so excited to watch you do this.
Oh, yeah. All right. If you're on like the grid, put me on full screen so you can see what I'm drawing. And then who was on the corporate call today? Was anyone on the corporate call today that I did? I did a call today for corporate all about getting people to consultant or helping people share. And I went step by step to all the touch points that I get to get to this point. So if you didn't have a chance to watch that, it'll be at isagenixbusiness.com/calls tomorrow sometime, I'm sure. And you need to go watch that because I take a very specific set of steps to get someone to the point where they're sharing with 2 people. So that's something you really need to know. Like, I don't just spring it on one day and pray that they listen to me. I'm taking a very specific set of steps to do that. So once I get them to that point, and honestly, it's on about day 7. I'm not going to lie, like day 7, everyone gets a vision cast. And why is that? That's because they've had 5 days of shakes and a 2-day cleanse, and they should be feeling pretty dang good. Now, of course, there are some like variants to that. Like some people are having huge detox, or some people are scared to cleanse or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, as a standard, I try really hard to do this conversation somewhere between day 7 and day 15, but I try really hard to hit it at day 7. And I tell them that I have some things that I need to show them in their back office. And the things that I show them are, I show them how to place an order so they can order more products. I show them their auto shipment and how to adjust it, because I don't manage anyone's auto shipment for them, and I never will. I don't have time for that. And they're big kids, they can do it by themselves. So if you're managing someone's auto ship right now, stop it. Okay? And then I show them ISA delivery, because everyone understands Amazon Prime. And if someone is lit up like a Christmas tree and feeling amazing, there's no reason why you shouldn't tell them about ISA delivery right off the bat, so they get every single order after that for free. Now, if you've done the math, you know that they're going to save about $600 at least for the year for ISA delivery. And even like at best, what that's going to do is it's going to keep them consistently ordering. I show them the ISA Body Challenge, which gives them back $50 per month. That's what I say, $50 per month just for being entered into the system or entered into the challenge and placing their orders every month. So they're basically getting $50 back. And then I show them their banked volume and what that means. And I also show them how many people they have on their team already, because I am a business builder. And trust me, by the time 7 days has gone around, someone has placed an enrollment under them, or I have, and they already have volume rolling up to them. And that always blows their minds, especially when they find out that they can get paid on that volume. And what I tell them is, hey, if you have 2 people enrolled and you order 150 BV a month and they order 150 BV a month, you're getting another $54 back every month. So that's a total of $104 back per month with IsaBody, just for being an incredible product user. You guys, like, that's a lot of money. What other company pays you $104 back for being an awesome customer, right? You guys, think about it. Okay, so when I get them on a phone call, I ask them, first of all, like, how much money would make a huge impact in their life? And it's so important to ask questions, because if you're not asking questions, if you're just spitting this information out and you're not relating it back to them in any way, it's not going to be emotional for them, and they're not going to make the changes. So it's so important to do that. So I always ask how much money would make an epic impact in their life. And I'm just going to show them how to make the money that they want to make first. And of course, that's pack bonuses. So I number this over to the right side. You can see behind my head. My sweet son erased it for me today because, he knew I was doing this call. So I have to write it all back out for you. So of course, a value pack with a PID is $100. And then if you enroll your second person in the same week, Monday to Sunday, it's another $100. I also explained that there's a $25 pack bonus, a $50 pack bonus, and a $100 pack bonus. But I'm going to show them what the $100 pack bonus looks like, because that's where they're going to get the most bang for their buck, okay? Of course, if they enroll 2 people in the same calendar week, they're going to get those 2 bonuses doubled. So they're already at $400. And then I explained to them really quickly, whatever pack they got, if they shared the same pack with 2 people, they basically paid $100 for their pack. Now, why do I explain that? Because they're going to be sharing this compensation plan with someone, or they're going to be sharing Isagenix with someone. And I want them to have one of the first things be out of their mouth when someone says, oh, it's $400, like I can't afford that. I want them to just say, I know a way that you can get it for $100. Because if they know that information, they're going to share that information. Even if they don't know exactly how that works, they're going to be like, I think you can get this for $100. Let me get you in touch with my coach, okay? So that, of course, is consultant, which in the first 30 days gives you a $100 bonus. And you're at $500, okay? And it's the same with the premium pack or the basic pack. The premium pack is going to give you $300, and a premium pack is $399. And the basic pack is going to give you $200, and the basic pack is basically $300 because you have to pay shipping on that. Now, one thing I always talk about is how you would be an absolute jerk if you didn't tell your people how to make money back, since you just made money back, right? How many of you are guilty? You're sitting there rolling in the cash every Monday, and a bunch of people that you enrolled don't know how to make money with their Isagenix bank account. Don't admit it. It's okay. But I'm telling you what, so many people on your team do it. They're not telling people how they're getting money back and how they're getting paid. And I just say it like this. I say, look, if you went to the grocery store today and they're like, we'll give you 90% off your groceries if you bring 2 people in with you, you would totally drag 2 people to the grocery store every freaking day that you went, wouldn't you? You'd be like, oh my gosh, just come to the grocery store with me. I'll get my car. I'll go with you when you go. Like, we'll all do this together. Like, you would do that. But for some reason, when we're talking to our friends and family, we make network marketing so weird. It's not weird, you guys. People do this every single day. I might not say all of this to my people. I'm giving you like you're a business builder version, okay? So of course, when you help your friends and family share with 2 people, there's another $200 bonus right there. So if you're keeping track, the first way we get paid is PIBs. The second way you get paid is double PIBs. The third way that you get paid is 10%. And I do touch on this, but I keep it really low key because packs are the way to go in building an Isagenix business, absolutely. So yes, you can get someone started with 4 canisters of shakes, 100 BV, a 11-day challenge pack. I do it sometimes too. I'm not saying I never do. But what I want you to know is that you only get paid $10 back on that pack, and it's never doubled. So yeah, you can enroll people with that. And yes, you will get paid, but it's not doubled and it's not the best way to build an Isagenix business or to make a lot of income with Isagenix, okay? And then the fourth way that we get paid are consultant, let me spell it right, you guys. Consultant bonuses, okay? And there's actually $2,000 worth of consultant bonuses on the table. So the first 200 of that is right here when you have your first 2 consultants. And then this all triggers our very first rank advancement, which is called manager, which is a $250 bonus if it's within your first 60 days. Now, another reason why I'm telling people all this on day 7, if they need $950, how much harder do you think they're going to work over the next 30 days to get their transformation? I'm just curious. If they know there's $950 on the table, do you think they're going to try a little bit harder to get the results to share on social media or with their friends? Yeah. If they're like, oh my gosh, I can make $950 back. Absolutely. I'm going to try to bust up my first month, right? Okay. So that's manager, and that's our rank advancement bonuses. Again, I usually have this all written out and I just kind of point to it. And so that's our first one. Our second rank advancement bonus is for director. So if you were to share with 4 more people, and they were all to share with 2 people, this would be called director. It's a $750 bonus, plus the 4 consultants that you created, which is another $400, okay? And this is our second rank advancement bonus. And then if you were to do that again, so if you were to share with 4 more people, and they all share with 2 people, this would be called executive. So to get to executive, you need to create 10 consultants, 5 on your left and 5 on your right, and they need to be all active at the same time. And that's a $1,000 bonus in your first 180 days, okay? So it's $1,000, another $400, and this is a total of $3,500. Okay, what would you do with $3,500? Or what would you do with $950? Along the way, I stop and ask people what they would do with the money, because that's really where you can connect with them and see what kind of pain points they have. Some people are like, I would save it. You know, some people don't have debt. Some people say I'd pay off debt. I'd pay off my school loan. I'd pay for my Isagenix groceries. But you want to get them talking about where their pain points are and what they need in their life financially. Okay? So when you get to manager and director, there's something called pool money. And that is so exciting because in my first few months of Isagenix, I think I earned close to $10,000 in pool money. But pool money is not pie in the sky money that you can't obtain. Like if you're doing the things to build your Isagenix business, you will absolutely get money in the pools. And I love helping people get money in the pools. So manager can be up to an additional $1,000 a month for the manager pool, and director can be up to an additional $2,500 a month in the director pool, which is so super exciting. So you could earn, you know, up to another, what is that? If you maxed out every single month, $5,750, it's about 10,000, isn't it? Is that right? I don't do math in my head very well. But anyway, like if you crush that every single month, it's a lot of additional income. Okay, so that's, and so I kind of draw it out to that point, and then I just tell my story. And I know my story isn't like everybody else's, but what I really want to encourage you to do is I really would encourage you to go and add up how much you've earned with Isagenix, okay? Add up your total, even if you haven't hit this. Like, it's okay to say to people that you're still going for your goals and you're still trying to obtain these. You guys, I did not hit the manager bonus or the director bonus, and I still made $20,000 in my first 4 months. So this can absolutely be an answer to someone's prayers. It was to mine. In my first 4 months of sharing, my dishwasher broke, my 2 AC units broke, my garage door literally fell off the hinge, and my refrigerator broke. And I paid for all of that with cash with my Isagenix money. You can't tell me that that didn't make an epic impact in my life. And I realized how important it is to have some additional income, right? So this is just so, so, so important to cast that vision of what's possible. Okay, so we're on to ways 7, 8, 9, 10. So 7 and 8 are all about the executive lifestyle bonus, which is $750 per month, and the 10% match on executive. So what's so cool is once you get to this point and you stay paid as executive, you get a 10% match on anyone who's building a business with you. And the way I explain that is I say, if I enrolled you and you made 10 cycles, I would earn 1 cycle back. And I'm going to talk about cycles in just a minute, so I'll explain that in a second. But that's an incentive for me to help you with your business. So I'm just telling people up front, like, yes, I get paid a little bit on their business or as an incentive when they built their business, but that incentivizes me to help them. So we're in it together. And then of course, the executive lifestyle bonus for that $750 a month, that's like a stipend. That's like $750 a month of guaranteed money that you can count on for your family. That's a lot of money to a lot of people. So that is absolutely a game changer in people's businesses. And the way that you guys get here, go watch my video from today from the business page. The way that you get here is by consistently talking to people about the compensation plan, okay? The last 2 ways that we get paid are cycles and cycle bonuses. Okay. Now, this is truly what excites me about the Isagenix compensation plan. Because yeah, you can run for all of these upfront bonuses. It's really great to get that PID. You know, you get 2 value packs in a week, it's $400. That's a lot of money. Like that made a huge difference in my life when I was first starting Isagenix. And the very first bill that I paid in Isagenix was my utility bill. So I know you probably know that I make a lot of money in Isagenix right now. I've made over $2 million in Isagenix. But what I need you to know is that it started with $600. It started with my Southern California electric bill. I used to have to take that bill and divide it into 3 payments every single month in June, July, and August because I couldn't afford the $600 bill when I was running my AC all summer long. And I would pay that bill all the way to December. And my very first month of sharing Isagenix, I was able to pay that bill in full. And just that one thing, just being able to pay that one bill completely changed the way that I thought about my Isagenix business and what it could do for me. Okay, so when you start sharing Isagenix with your family members and friends, Isagenix does something so cool, okay? They actually pay you on every single person in your entire organization. So you know how I drew those little pods earlier? That's not really what it looks like when you become an executive with Isagenix. It looks like this. So when someone becomes a consultant, they share with one person on their left and one person on their right. And all of them are underneath you. And what's so cool is that even if you didn't enroll this person or this person or this person or this person or this person, you actually can earn on what they order. And that is freaking bananas. Okay, because no other compensation plans do that. They all, like a lot of the times it's just the people you enroll. A lot of the times it's just their first order. But in Isagenix, we get paid on every single order, every single time, which is crazy. And when you have 600 BV on one side and 300 BV on the other side, you earn 1 cycle, which is $54. And that's actually 6% of total sales. Okay, so do you guys know how much you would have to have in the bank in order to earn $54 every week as a dividend? How much would you have to have in the bank? Any bankers in the house? Does anyone know? If you think you know, type it in the chat. It's a lot of money. It's $125,000 to earn $54 a week in a dividend. So if you are cycling 1 time a week right now, It's like having $125,000 in the asset in the bank paying you. And you're not grateful for your residual income. Okay? This is a big deal. And this is an asset that you build. So as you continue to share these amazing products with your friends and family, as you continue to teach them how this product is not just a diet, but it's a way that you would really want to nourish your body and treat your body for the rest of your life, you can absolutely build an astonishing residual income with Isagenix. And let me just show you what that looks like, because you can actually get paid on every single person. So if this person right here, you didn't enroll them, that BV still rolls up to you and you get paid on that. But I want to explain to you a little bit about how I built my business. So I've enrolled approximately 450 people, okay? So just pretend that there was 250 and 200 on that side. And 9 of these people who I personally enrolled have become an executive, okay? So just pretend like these are my executives and there's 9 of them. Now, what I have found is that over the course of 2 to 3 years, an executive enrolls between 200 and 300 people if they get to executive and do this business for several years. So just imagine for a minute that each one of these executives have enrolled 200 to 300 people, okay? Now, some of these executives have had people on their team who have decided to go for executive and who have enrolled 200 to 300 people. And if you start to think about that, this is literally a distribution system that pays you back every time someone places an order. And this starts to look like a rocket ship, doesn't it? These are 2 boosters and they're just taking off, right? As these people are sharing and enrolling. Well, what I can tell you is that I've had 75 people hit director or executive in my business. 75. Okay, and that is out of 20,936 people. I haven't looked today. It might be up to 21,000 people. But I get paid 6% on every single order that rolls through my business volume. Okay, 6%. And what that looks like on average is between 200 to 300 cycles per week. And if you want to do the math, it's somewhere around $10,000 to $16,000 per week in income with Isagenix. Now, this is an extraordinary result, absolutely extraordinary. But again, I'm a numbers person. So if you can just lock this down, your enrollments, the number of people who you get to executive and the number of people that they get to executive, you can absolutely accomplish an amazing income with Isagenix because I get paid 6% on all 20,936 people. And yeah, I built that. And yeah, I had to talk to a lot of people and I had to cast the vision for a lot of executives. But that is absolutely possible for every single person because it's statistics. This is the numbers game. And as you increase in your leadership ability and your ability to share the compensation plan and to share what's possible, you can absolutely create this kind of residual income, okay? So I'm talking to people and I'm just showing them what's possible. Now, a lot of times they're just like, $200 would be great, you know? But maybe after seeing this, they're like, I would like to go for 1,000. You know, maybe I want to go for 2,000. Maybe I want to come home full time and replace my $5,000 a month income. But they don't know unless you show them how that works. They don't really know. When I show you like the real hardcore facts and figures behind this, does that demystify it for you? Does that make it seem like, okay, like I don't know 450 people, but I can get to know 450 people. And you guys know for a fact, not all these people are ordering, right? I mean, I don't even know the statistics. I could probably ask Rashida or something, but it's not even 100% of these people are ordering and I'm making that kind of income. But people don't continue to order unless they're getting their products paid for every single month. So you actually have to be an absolute animal at helping people get paid, okay? They don't continue to order unless they're getting their products for free. Why would they ever quit if they were getting their products for free every month, right? So you have to get people paid, and you have to teach people how to use this as a lifestyle and make sure they're getting incredible results so that this can happen for you too. All right? Hey, Lauren.
You're amazing. And I love, love, love. I want to send you kind of the way that like I teach it, because it's so different, and I just love, and I love the organization. I love the verbiage, and it's like so good for people to see things so differently in just the outline. What is the difference? I want them to hear from you, because I've had a couple people ping me on your 9 and 10, like your cycles versus your cycle bonuses.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even do that. I got sidetracked. So actually, okay, let's pretend I kind of skipped a step.
That's okay. It's exciting and it's so good. I know there's some type A people, you know, that are checking and they're like, wait, what happens here?
So the cycles, so I explain how the cycles get paid, and then I say, before I draw all this out, I usually say, let's say you got all 10 people started with a value pack, and they got all 10 people, they got all their 2 people, so 20 people started with a value pack. That's 9,600 BV, which is 540, well, which is 10 cycles. Okay, that's 10 cycles. And then I say, so the first time you hit 5 cycles in your Isagenix business, all right, totally skipped a part, thank you. 5 cycles in your Isagenix business, you hit $250 bonus, and the second time you hit 5 cycles, you get another $250 bonus. The first time you hit 10 cycles, you get a $500 bonus, and the second time you get a $500 bonus. The first time you hit 20 cycles in your business, you get a $1,000 bonus, and the second time you get a $1,000 bonus. And then the last time you get, when you hit 40 cycles, you get $1,500 the first time and $1,500 the second time. And these are associated, these 3 are associated with the rank of manager, director, and executive. So that's another reason why you absolutely want to make sure that you're getting all those rank advancements. Okay, so that's the cycle bonus part. Thanks for catching that.
So good. It's so good. And I know I've kept you a little bit longer than I promised tonight. And you guys, just a reminder, don't hang up. I want to chat with you for just a minute when she's done. But I can tell just from watching the chat and seeing your guys' faces, it's like, oh my gosh, of what's possible and everything across the step of the way. And this is coming from people who are already getting their products paid for, right? Like all of you are already highly motivated and have hit a couple ranks in the company, or you're cycling a few times a week. I mean, that's why you're on this call late on Monday night. But if you're only talking about getting your products paid for to your team, it's exactly what Lindsey's saying. They're like, okay, that sounds like a lot of work for maybe a couple $100s. Not every single person in Isagenix is going to make $10,000 to $16,000 a week. Clearly, we know that. But when they see the potential, and what I loved about what Lindsey said is, even if you are not there, that doesn't mean you can't show it to people. You can borrow stories. You can say things like, you know, my friend Lindsey, this is her story. This is what she's doing. My friend Lauren, this was her story. My friend Laura, this was her story. And even use your own and say, this is why I'm doing this. And I've only been doing it a short period of time. Or you know what, I used the products for a while, and to be able to introduce that. But just because you're not making that doesn't mean someone else can't. We can't not show that to them.
A lot of times, you guys, so this is kind of what I call like a full vision cast. So this would definitely be if someone was like, okay, I think I want to do this and earn some additional income, we would do like a full vision cast. And a lot of times I'm on the call with the person who enrolled them and the prospect, or the, you know, to-be business builder. And I'm actually showing all along the way their progress and my progress. So I'd be like, Lauren, how much did you make in the pools? And Lauren would say, 8,000. And I would say, I made 10,000. So see, like both of us earned money in the pools. And then I would say, Lauren, did you hit all the rank advancement bonuses? Because I only hit executive. And she'd be like, I hit them all. And I'd be like, see, it's totally different stories, but we both had all that money on the table. And then I would say, like, Lauren, what's your highest cycle week? Charlie, stop. what's your highest cycle week? And she'd be like, my highest cycle week ever was this. My highest month ever was this. Like on average, I cycle this. And we're just being really open and transparent, because what that does is it shows what's possible at every level. Some people are still new in building their business, but I'm showing them, like, even this new person building their business made $2,000 last month. Like, that's a lot of money. And I know that, like, my story is super flashy and super like, whoa, it's a lot of money. But we're showing them along the way, like, what's possible, not just what I make, but what they made too. So it's just validating the process, because I once just made $1,000 a month too. I once just made $5,000 a month too. I once just made $8,000 a month too, but showing that process of what it looks like to go through that. So I'm validating their experience plus showing what's possible with my experience. And so usually there's two of us on the call kind of going back and forth.
So good. I love it. I love that you just said that. So unless you have any like final words of advice or anything you want to tell people, especially maybe going for Fiji, building through the holidays, we will all say good night. And you guys blow up the chat, just like pouring some love onto Lindsey, because this is so good. And then stay tight for just a moment.
Yeah, thanks you guys. Thanks for having me on, Lauren. I so appreciate your leadership. I'm always happy to pay it back. Thanks you guys.
Bye, Lindsey. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
Are you guys not like fired up? Like, it's so fun. And I love for other leaders to come on and do this, because everybody does it differently. But if you saw the other day when I took the screenshot of Laura like texting me on her whiteboard, she was like, hi, Lauren, you know, and sent it to me, because we were talking about like how important this is. And Lindsey's a good friend of mine, you know, and I asked her like pretty honestly, I'm like, how many vision casting calls are you doing like a week, a day? And she's like, probably like 6 to 10 a day, right? And they look at the team, but that's because they're not in any way like pre-qualifying people, right? Or they're not like judging who wants to know this, who doesn't. So exactly what she said of like, hey, I need to set up a time. There's a few things I want to show you. And they get on the Zoom and there's a lot of value there, right? They talk about Isabody. They talk about how to adjust auto ship, how to place wholesale orders, the value of ISA delivery. And then it's like, hey, let me just show you the 10 ways that you can earn income in Isagenix. Like when people see that, that's life-changing money. And so I don't expect any one of you tomorrow morning to like go out and draw out the compensation plan this way, right? Like it obviously takes a lot of time and a lot of practice, but if you really want to be doing Isagenix full-time, right? You envision yourself making $1,000 or more a month. Like this is a skill, and this is why it's recorded, you know, that you can watch it again and again and take notes and practice on your husbands, practice on your wives, practice on your dogs, like, you know, practice going through it so that you're more comfortable when that happens. But the same way that you have perfected or you're learning how to master leading with the value pack and not just a 30-day or not just a 9-day, right? And you learn how to master posting on social media, how to set up group messages, learning the skill to really cast the vision for people and not just teach cycles and not just teach rank advancement bonuses, but putting it all together that makes it realistic for people. And asking questions like, what would this do for your family? What would you do right now? Like, how would this help you? Because that emotional tug on people is what will get them out of the comfort zone. And it also shows them like how hard they're working right now for a certain income and what they could do for a different type of income. So I would love for you guys to just practice that. I'm not going to go through all the announcements because I want you guys to just stay on like the buzz of Lindsey because she's so fabulous. But there is a weekly announcement post in Dreamers in Action. So it talks about like upcoming ISA Academy. That's on the 17th. Please block off your calendar. It's from like 12 to 5, right? And get on that. There's an update on some products that, you know, we're out of. I'm not going to read all this to you. You guys can go in there and you can find it. But I just want to remind you of something that is like so dear on my heart, that this business is going to challenge you at every step of the way, right? There is at no point is it smooth sailing. So I've talked to you about how like if you can't handle a return that someone had diarrhea from the shakes, like you're not going to be able to handle when someone doesn't have their like, you know, roots for the rest of their life here in Isagenix. You know, the same way that you can create a consultant and it's like, oh my gosh, like so-and-so just got their products paid for, it's so fun. and then all of a sudden like 3 people unfriend you and call you a sellout. I mean, the emotional stability is like the #1 skill set that you have to learn to build this business, right? Like just knowing like there's always going to be highs and there's always going to be lows. And I see you guys like beat yourself up a little bit, like in our leader in action thread that's about Fiji, if like there's not points on there, and there's not always going to be points every single week, and that's okay, right? Like we're looking at this for the long term, and there's sometimes like effortlessly people are reaching out to you and they're just ready to enroll and they've got accountability partners. And there's other times you're like, I wrote 30 people last week and no one's writing me back. Like, I suck at this. I'm so terrible. I should quit and I should send all my products back, right? And like, that is the part of network marketing that everybody experiences. There's not even one person in any company that's immune to it. But if I could pour into you guys a little bit on why I think that Isagenix is so special and this team is so special, we have some really key foundational, cutting edge, quality products that really distinguish us. So I'll just leave it with the comp plan because Lindsey did a great job. I mean, things about how our volume never wipes, we get paid infinite levels. It's not just the first time, order, all of that. Like that alone should really light you up on what this rocket ship looks like. I love that. She said, doesn't this look like a rocket ship? Think about how different that is on people's mindsets instead of a pyramid, or like I've seen people say the tree becomes a jungle, but she's like, look, it looks like a rocket ship and it takes off. Like who doesn't want to be on a rocket ship of momentum? So we know we have that. We know that our products are incredible, right? They're science-backed. When they're safe for pregnancy and they know they're safe for nursing, like you can feel good about this. There's so much garbage out there, and the amount of things that I hear people talking about or asking about, I'm like, really? Like it's hype. Like if there's one thing you can count on with Isagenix, like there's just no smoke and mirrors. Like we're so real, we're so raw. But the third real important part is this culture and this community. And when you think about the core values from the top down, what Isagenix brings from the executive team and the Cougars all the way into every single team, there's nothing like it. Like Lindsey is what I call an ISA cousin. So Janny Elo and Cindy Hedges are both our upline, but she's on a whole nother team. She's like cross-line to me. So we are not financially linked, but we've been working together for 5 years and we're friends and we want to support each other. And that is not the case in a lot of other companies. Like if you're not financially linked, there's so much scarcity and so much competition. And the fact that we all support each other and we know that the strength is in unity here, that's so divine. And just to really kind of remember how special this is. So I'm going to leave you with her line that I love about don't ever underestimate $54 a week. Like, I don't really know very many people, especially outside of Isagenix, that have $125,000 in the bank in an investment account that is going to earn the $54 in a dividend, right, every single week. So even if you're like, oh my gosh, I only cycled this amount, you guys, the worst case scenario is you have an investment into your health because you have this amazing lifestyle of wellness solutions and you don't have to have $150,000 in the bank or whatnot to start to earn residual income. If that's the worst case scenario, it still sounds pretty good. And so just kind of remember that there's nowhere but up to go from wherever you are. Laura and I talk all the time. Keith and I talk all the time right now. Our team is in such momentum. Like you guys are going to just see so many rank advancements in September and October and November. And just remember that, like when people are in your head about like the products, about this and that, just truly remember our compensation. We have the culture of the Cougars and we have incredible, incredible core products. So thank you guys for being on. Have an amazing Monday night. Go check out the announcements. We'll see you in a week. Please practice Lindsey's training. See you. Good night.